politics and the political circles continue to heat up ahead of the much anticipated presidential elections in the US. The US Vice President Kamala Harris is addressing the American public on the final night of the National Democratic Convention in Chicago. She stated that on behalf of every American, on behalf of her mother and everyone, she accepts the nomination as the Democratic presidential nominee. Let's listen in to her speech.
Loved us, believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything. They instilled in us the values they personified: community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated, with kindness, respect, and compassion. My mother was a brilliant, 5-foot-tall brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health, and she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. Do something about it. That was my mother. And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote. A direct quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement. My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school, and there were times she didn't want to go home. So one day I asked if everything was all right, and she confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. As a prosecutor, when I had a case, I charged it not in the name of the victim, but in the name of the people.
All right, there, of course, viewers, you've heard what exactly Kamala Harris has had to say. She's, of course, remembered her journey, what prompted her to pick up law, to pursue and study law, why she became a prosecutor, then, of course, remembering her journey to being an attorney general, now vice president, while, of course, addressing the final night of the DNC in Chicago. Meanwhile, with us on the broadcast is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, International Affairs expert. Good morning, sir. Thank you for speaking to us on NewsX. A power-packed schedule we witnessed over the last couple of days in Chicago. At the DNC, we've seen star faces there as well, apart from, of course, high-profile leaders of the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, of course, has continued his barrage of attacks against Kamala Harris. She has also continued taking digs. Where do you see this fight heading? Who do you think has an edge currently?
Well, Pia, first of all, a very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. This is a historic moment for Democratic Party of the United States of America. She is only the second woman who has become the nominee from the Democratic Party for the post of President of the United States of America. And this is truly a historic moment. And now, when she has accepted the nomination and she has formally become the nominee of the Democratic Party, this real battle will begin now. And you will see in times ahead, there will be a very close debate, contestation, argument, counter-arguments, and all sorts of, practices which are done in politics. Sometimes it gets down to a lower level as well. So all kind of, tricks and tactics, strategies will be adopted by both the sides. And there is going to be a very close fight between Democratic Party and the Republican Party. That is for sure. And there are several issues which the United States of America is facing, is going to come into a debate now. Upcoming times, you will see a presidential debate, which is scheduled between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And that debate will be watched over not only in the United States of America, but all around the world. Because this election will deal with a lot of domestic issues as well as foreign policy issues, whether it is the issue of economy and trade, abortion rights, immigration, climate change, and various kind of employment opportunities which are available or should be available in the United States of America, and as well as foreign policy issues like Russia-Ukraine war, Israel-Hamas war, current ongoing tension between Iran, United States of America, and Israel, and many other such global issues will come. China will also feature in the entire debate, and China, how to deal with China, a kind of aggressive, assertive China. All those international foreign policy issues will also come into a very, very intense discussion. So we are going to see a very, very intense battle between both the leaders. And but at this point of time, this is a very close contest. A lot of opinion poll surveys have been conducted. Sometimes Kamala Harris is leading, and some other Donald Trump is leading, and certainly we will have to wait and see what kind of debate goes on and what kind of role, what kind of position undecided voters, the swing states take. Because Pia, in the United States of America's presidential elections, swing states and undecided voters play the most important role. And wherever these, undecided voters and swing states will go, that side will win this election. And now focus will be of both the sides to win over the swing states, win over the undecided voters. And that is for that to do, you will see a lot of effort, a lot of strategies and tricks and tactics, as I said in politics, what is go on will be adopted by both the sides. And we are going to see a very, very interesting, intense battle being played out between both the leaders, between both party, Democratic Party and the Republican Party in times ahead.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.